Have you ever imagined turning a heavy-duty cargo truck into a monstrous pickup that tears down the road like a dragster? Well, some people didn't just imagine it. They went out and built it. And the results are machines so insane, you'd swear they were fake. What would it feel like to drive a giant on wheels, with the power of a semi, and the aggressive look of a custom pickup taken to the extreme? These conversions aren't just over the top. They're full-blown engineering marvels, built by people obsessed with power, presence, and style. Why would anyone take a 10-ton truck and turn it into a luxury pickup? And here's the kicker. A lot of these beasts are actually street legal, fully registered, and turning heads everywhere they go. Get ready to see trucks that have been turned into pickups so outrageous, so oversized, you'll question whether they're even real. Each one more daring than the last, with jaw-dropping engines, incredible designs, and unbelievable stories behind their creation. Ready to dive into the world of the wildest truck-to-pickup conversions on the planet? Stick with me, because the last one on this list will leave you completely speechless. Ford F-12000. Few builds make as strong a first impression as this one. Based on the tough Ford F-12000, a heavy-duty truck produced in Brazil throughout the 80s and 90s, this machine once hauled serious cargo in the countryside and cities. But now, it's been reborn as an over-the-top pickup that turns heads and drops jaws everywhere it goes. Most conversions keep the original 6.6-liter inline-six diesel engine. That's about 403 cubic inches, pushing out between 150 and 170 horsepower with over 370 pound-feet of torque. That's more than enough grunt to haul several tons, or in this case, to move a supersized pickup with ease. It uses a 5-speed manual transmission, rear-wheel drive, and a reinforced axle to handle its new identity. The suspension has been reworked to accommodate the larger tires and higher center of gravity. Visually, it's a beast. The body's been resculpted to mimic the muscular lines of American pickups, only bigger. The fenders are widened, the bed is stretched and beefed up, and the front end keeps that signature Ford F-Series bulk. The real showstopper? Those massive tires. Taller, wider, and made for intimidation. When this thing rolls down the street, the deep diesel growl and towering stance make sure nobody misses it. Despite looking like it came from a Mad Max movie, this truck is fully street legal. It's been properly registered and certified, which speaks volumes about the attention to detail behind the build. Inside, it's surprisingly refined, with leather seats, a restored dash, and a quality sound system. A perfect contrast between brute force and comfort. It's already caught the eye of foreign collectors at Brazilian truck shows. A bold symbol of what Brazilian custom builders can do with vision and guts. Think turning an F-12000 into a pickup was wild? Just wait, the next build goes even further. Scania 111S Pickup. Turning a Scania 111S into a pickup sounds like a crazy idea, and it is, but someone did it. And what they created blends the legacy of one of Europe's most iconic workhorses with the attitude of a modern custom rig. Known in Brazil as the Jacaré alligator because of its sloped hood and aggressive stance, this legendary truck became the base for one of the most impressive transformations you'll ever see. The original 111S, launched in 1976, featured a massive 11-liter inline-six diesel engine capable of 296 horsepower and over 810 pound-feet of torque. Built to haul freight across entire countries, that same engine still beats under the hood today, powering a truck that now parades its muscle in a whole new form. The transmission remains a long-throw manual, staying true to the old-school trucker vibe. The suspension was swapped for a full air ride setup, not just for comfort, but to allow for that slammed look when parked. It still uses rear-wheel drive, with modified geometry to suit its new proportions. What makes this conversion shine is how much of the original Scania identity remains intact. That tall cab, long hood, and round headlights? Still there. But now, they're paired with a custom metal pickup bed that looks like it came from a futuristic heavy-duty factory. The blend of vintage character and modern aggression is just spot on. This isn't a build made for hauling, it's made for showing off. And in that role, it absolutely dominates. At classic truck shows and custom car meets, it steals every bit of attention. The deep, growling exhaust from that 11-liter engine and the sheer scale of the bodywork stop people in their tracks. And the best part? It doesn't try to hide its origins. This thing knows it was born a truck, and it leans into that history with pride. The proportions are right, the structure is sound, and every detail feels deliberate. Turning a Ford into a pickup is bold, but turning a Scania Jacare into one, that takes a whole new level of respect for tradition, and a whole lot of guts. Still think you've seen it all? Hold your breath. The next one dials it up even more. Ford F700. Some custom trucks impress with power, others with style. But this Ford F700 conversion hits hard on both fronts. Originally built as a mid-size workhorse in the US for things like tow services and city hauling, this one was transformed into a supersized pickup that looks straight out of a blockbuster movie. The F700 came with either a V8 gas engine or a 6.6-liter inline-six diesel, pushing around 170 to 200 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque. That's serious pulling power, and here, it's now moving a custom pickup with swagger. It uses a traditional long-throw manual gearbox and rear-wheel drive, with reinforced axles and a revised suspension to handle its new duties. The look? Instant impact. The front end keeps the classic Ford F-Series aesthetic. Wide grille, squared headlights, and long hood. The cab remains mostly original, but the real attention grabber is the custom bed. Oversized, wide, and finished in heavy-duty sheet metal. The fenders are flared, the body sits high, and the tires were picked to match the sheer boldness of the build. It's a wall of steel rolling down the road, and it is street legal. You'll catch this beast at custom shows and even cruising down city streets. What's funny is that most people don't even realize they're looking at a mid-sized truck until someone tells them. And then, they're blown away. Inside, the builder didn't skimp either. Custom seats, updated dash, and comfort all around. It walks the line between vintage truck feel and modern road presence. This is a truck that doesn't blend in. It's the kind of build that proves, with the right vision and skill, you can turn a work truck into a rolling showpiece. Think that was bold? The next build will redefine what a truck pickup hybrid can be. Peterbilt 379. Now things are getting seriously out of hand, in the best way possible. Imagine taking one of the most iconic long-haul trucks ever made and turning it into a street-legal pickup the size of a battleship. That's exactly what a father and son team did with this 1992 Peterbilt 379. And the result became nothing short of a legend in the world of extreme truck conversions. Under the hood, a Caterpillar 379 425 engine, an inline-six diesel beast with 14.6 liters, about 892 cubic inches, cranking out 425 horsepower and over 1,475 pound-feet of torque. This engine was designed to tow trailers across entire continents, and it still could, but now it's pushing a one-of-a-kind full custom pickup. The transmission? A 13-speed manual, just like on the open road. Shifting this thing takes real experience and muscle, but the real showstopper is how they built it. They took the chassis of the Peterbilt and grafted on the body of a Dodge Ram 3500, stretching the frame to fit perfectly. The result is a hybrid that looks like a Ram on steroids, but drives like a highway king. Rear-wheel drive, reinforced axles, and a reworked suspension help manage the beast's size and weight. Visually, it's unforgettable. The Ram hood blends into the Peterbilt cabs seamlessly. Chrome vertical exhausts, widened rear fenders, a custom metal bed. Everything screams power and precision. It doesn't just look massive, it looks refined in its madness. And yes, it's fully functional and street legal. You'll see it making appearances at truck meets and custom shows across the US, where it instantly becomes the center of attention. Phones come out, crowds gather, even seasoned truckers stop and stare. What makes this build even more special is that it was a passion project, months of hard work between father and son. It's not just a truck, it's a mechanical legacy. And if you think this heavy-duty luxury hybrid is the peak of insanity, just wait, the next one is equally wild and just as bold. Mack pickup. When it comes to legendary American trucks, Mack is royalty. And someone took one of the most iconic models, the Mack B series, produced between 1953 and 1966, and transformed it into a custom pickup that's equal parts vintage, muscle, and elegance. This thing is a rolling tribute to history, built with obsessive attention to detail. Originally, the Mack B came with inline-six diesel engines ranging from 7.0 to 11 liters, with the most common being the END 673, producing between 210 and 250 horsepower and serious torque. This build keeps that essence alive. Inline-six diesel, manual 5-speed transmission, rear-wheel drive, and a beefed-up axle to handle its new life as a high-end showpiece. The cab has been fully restored, but stays true to its classic curves and long hood. The custom bed was fabricated to match the body lines perfectly. Floored fenders, chrome wheels, tall profile tires. It all comes together in a way that honors the Mack heritage while making it modern and street dominating. Wherever it goes, this Mack pickup steals the spotlight. From vintage car meets to full-on truck expos, it's the type of build that earns respect across the board. The deep rumble of the engine, the nostalgic bodywork, and the immaculate finish turn heads instantly. What's even more impressive is how much care was taken to preserve the soul of the original truck. Nothing was overdone. Nothing was lost. Every bolt, every panel, all of it reflects pride and craftsmanship. People often assume this was factory built. That's how flawless the finish is, and that right there is the ultimate compliment. If you're loving this wild ride through the world of extreme truck-to-pickup builds, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next mind-blowing machine we uncover. Whether you're into trucks, engineering, or just insane custom builds, we've got plenty more coming your way. Now buckle up, because the next one is a $300,000 monster that redefines what a pickup can be. Ford F-650 Super Truck. If you thought the previous pickups were over the top, this next one is a whole different league. The Ford F-650 Super Truck isn't just a massive pickup. It's a rolling statement of power. With a price tag reaching $300,000, this beast was born from the already impressive F-650 chassis, but underwent such extreme modifications, it now looks like a luxury limousine with a semi-truck soul. It packs a 6.7-liter Power-Stroke turbo diesel inline-six engine, cranking out 330 horsepower and a monstrous 750 pound-feet of torque. That power flows through a smooth 6-speed automatic transmission built for long-range stability. And despite weighing over 11,000 pounds, this truck glides down highways, climbs inclines, and maneuvers through cities with shocking ease. The reinforced chassis maintains the heavy-duty DNA of Ford's commercial lineup. Suspension upgrades make the ride surprisingly comfortable, while the oversized fuel tank, holding over 66 gallons, ensures this monster can cruise for hours without a pit stop. But let's talk about looks. This thing doesn't just stand out, it dominates the road. Massive tires, elevated body, bold chrome grille, and high-mounted headlights give it a presence you can't ignore. Pure luxury. Leather seats, a panoramic sunroof, high-end audio system, and interior space that rivals some executive sedans. You'll find these trucks in celebrity garages, high-end business fleets, and even rolling through truck shows as head-turning status symbols. Some owners even outfit them with concert-grade sound systems, powerful enough to double as mobile stages. One thing's for sure, modesty is not included in the Super Truck package. And just when you think you've seen the peak of extreme, wait until you meet the Black Edition. Ford F-650 Black Edition. Now imagine taking that same F-650 base and prepping it not for American highways, but for the tight streets of Europe. Sounds impossible, right? Yet that's exactly what happened. Imported from the US to Poland by US Classic 24, this custom Black Edition went through a complete transformation to meet European regulations, and still looks like it could crush a regular car in its sleep. It still packs the 6.7L turbo diesel inline-six with 330 horsepower and over 750 pound-feet of torque, paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission. The drivetrain remains rear-wheel, and the chassis stayed untouched. Structurally, it's still a full-size American truck. But before it could hit European roads, it underwent extensive updates, emissions adjustments, lighting system replacements, suspension calibration, and full legal certification. The final touch? A full respray, from white to sleek, intimidating black gloss, earning it the Black Edition name. On the outside, it looks absolutely menacing. Oversized tires, raised ride height, blacked-out chrome accents, and dual exhaust stacks. On the inside, it's high-spec luxury. Leather seats, spacious cab, refined materials, everything tailored for comfort and shock value. Overseas, it became an instant celebrity. In cities where compact cars dominate, watching a lifted F650 roll by is practically a traffic-stopping event. There are even reports of drivers pulling over just to take photos. And all of this made possible through meticulous import work, deep technical knowledge, and a healthy obsession with one-of-a-kind machines. Think that's wild? Wait until you see the 6-door edition. It'll blow your mind. Ford F650, 6 doors. When it comes to excess, this next pickup doesn't just raise the bar, it demolishes it. Meet the Ford F650 Lariat Dually 6-door. A fully customized 2006 pre-emissions model stretched to limousine length, with 6 functional doors, a full air ride suspension, and a presence that makes Hummers look like toys. Under the hood, it typically runs a 6.7L Power-Stroke turbo diesel with 330 horsepower and over 750 pound-feet of torque. The kind of power that can move mountains. But the real upgrade? The Allison push-button transmission, a commercial-grade automatic gearbox that brings effortless shifting to a vehicle the size of a small RV. And here's the highlight: a complete air suspension system. Not just in the rear, not just in the cab, but front, rear, and cabin wide. That means this beast can cruise like a luxury car and lower itself for that jaw-dropping effect when parked. Yes, this monster kneels. Visually, it's insane. 6 full-size doors, an extended body, dual rear wheels, dually, massive tires, and custom trim everywhere. The interior? Like a luxury shuttle. Leather seats, ambient lighting, premium materials, and enough space to seat a full crew. Whether you're hauling your team, your gear, or just your ego, this truck's got you covered. Despite its absurd size, it's fully street legal. You'll see it at high-end expos, promotional events, and occasionally pulling up to a red carpet. Celebrities and entrepreneurs love this platform for its exclusivity and shock factor. Now, if you thought 6 doors was overkill, just wait until you see what the Brazilians built. Ford F-Max. You may not have heard of it in the US, but in Brazil, the Ford F-Max is legend. Built by Tropical Cabines, it's a wild mashup of a Ford Cargo 1722 truck chassis and a body styled after the F-250. The result? A South American super pickup, made for hauling cargo in style and turning heads while doing it. The truck is powered by a 6.1-liter inline-6 diesel engine, around 372 cubic inches, delivering about 220 horsepower and over 590 pound-feet of torque. It uses a manual 5 or 6-speed transmission and a reinforced rear-wheel drive system. Underneath, it's all truck, but on the surface, pure pickup muscle. The body design is inspired by Ford's full-size pickups, featuring a wide front end, bold grille, aggressive headlights, and a huge custom bed built for both utility and looks. It's lifted, wide, and commands attention wherever it goes, like a miniature American semi turned into a luxury toy. But unlike some show trucks, this one's made to work. It's often used by farmers, transport businesses, and collectors who want a truck that's both unique and useful. Inside, it surprises with factory-installed AC, redesigned dashboard, and plush seating. Only a few units were ever built, all custom-ordered, making it one of the rarest conversions on the market. Some units have even been exported to countries like Paraguay and Bolivia, where they're considered collector's items. If the F-Max pushed the limits of form and function, the final vehicle in our list will challenge the very concept of what a pickup can be. International 7500. If there's a line between insane and completely unhinged, this truck crossed it a long time ago. Meet the International 7500 pickup, transformed into a 6-door, mega-luxury monster that cost a staggering 40 million rubles. That's over $400,000 USD, depending on exchange rates. Yes, you heard that right. A mansion's worth of cash turned into one of the wildest pickups ever conceived. The International 7500 is a heavy-duty platform usually reserved for emergency response units, military transports, or extreme industrial jobs. From the factory, it comes with diesel engines up to 12 liters, pushing between 330 and 370 horsepower, and over 1,200 pound-feet of torque. That's raw mechanical might. And now, it's been reimagined as a rolling luxury truck that looks straight out of a sci-fi movie. It features a 5 or 6-speed automatic transmission and 4x4 all-wheel drive, ready to tackle any terrain. But it's the custom bodywork that takes this build into legendary territory. The cab has been stretched to accommodate 6 full-size doors, leading into an interior that looks more like a private jet than a truck. The bed is custom-built, scaled to match the massive frame, and the suspension is lifted and reinforced. The tires? Enormous. The presence? Unreal. Inside, it's all high-end. Leather upholstery, premium trim, high-tech controls, and space to stretch out. This isn't just a vehicle. It's a rolling lounge bolted onto the bones of a war machine. This particular build was commissioned for a client in Russia, and quickly became a symbol of power, wealth, and unapologetic excess. Whether parked outside a luxury hotel or cruising through city streets, there's no ignoring it. The line between work truck and luxury vehicle has all but disappeared. All that's left is creativity and a lot of money. After exploring these 10 colossal machines, one thing's crystal clear. These aren't just truck-to-pickup conversions. They're rolling declarations of personality, engineering, and pure mechanical ambition. From backyard father and son builds to 6-figure international luxury customs, each of these pickups challenges what we think is too much, and then takes it one step further. They weren't built to blend in. They were made to turn heads, tell stories, and prove that even the most rugged utility vehicles can become symbols of power, status, and creativity. In the end, they're not just big. They're bold, loud, and undeniably unforgettable. Machines driven by passion, engineered with skill, and built with a touch of beautiful madness. So now I want to hear from you. Which one of these insane pickups would you put in your garage if money wasn't an issue? Which build impressed you the most, and why? And if you could turn any heavy-duty truck into a custom pickup, what would you build? Drop your answers in the comments. I'm excited to see what kind of wild ideas you come up with. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world's most extreme pickups, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon. That tells YouTube this content is worth sharing, and it helps us keep bringing you the most outrageous machines on wheels every single week. I'll see you in the next video.